But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Motivated to the Max. I am your boy Daryl Tisdale for Motivated to the Max. You know how to do it. I like to do things here on Motivated to the Max. You know I gotta go over some house rules up in here on today. You know, rule number 1 is we come in here hot, honest, open, and transparent. Rule number 2, we come in here lit. That is living in thankfulness. And then you know that rule number 3. You know how the way that I gotta do it with you guys with rule number 3. You know, be yourself. What is going on? Look, I was right here fiddling around. I was doing some adulting. As I was saying earlier, I was doing some adulting stuff. I was right here doing, you know, like your everyday thing, what you need to do, you know, make sure everything's straight, do this right here, do this there here, do all this other stuff right here in the background and everything like that. So I'm like, and then looking at new stuff right here to try to put towards Motivated to the Max and everything like that. Oh, before I get started, I got to do the 10-second count off. The 10-second counter is from where do we do from wherever that you look, anything that's trying to stop you for doing the things of what God has called for you to do. Look, we take that 10-second count out, yo, to cast that thing out for me to seek or forgiveness, because I don't want to ever come back. I don't want to come bother me or anything like that anymore. All right, and then after that, take your breather. All right, here go your 10-second count off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we just cast that thing on out there to see if forgiveness. Because look, I don't want to come back. And then what? Have that breather. Take your breather. So yeah, so welcome. I know someone said, look, I was supposed to have done it like earlier this morning, but I was adulting, right? I was right here doing adulting. And so, but then in the same talking, you know, something was saying like, you know what? Instead of like always doing it like at like that 9 o'clock in the morning, my time frame may switch up, but I would have like a more set schedule base. Lord, it should be done by next week. Cause like on Monday mornings you will get it like at that 9 o'clock in the morning, but like during the week and everything, it might be at 12, it might be at 1. You know what I'm saying? It might be like in the afternoon or something. But I will sit down and do that scheduling like for this weekend, and I'll give it out to you guys on Saturday whenever we do Kicking It with Team Tisdale. But yes, I pray and hope you guys are doing well on today. Like I said, I was right here handling like my everyday stuff, doing what I need to do in the morning. Had to make some phone calls and everything like that on this morning, do what I need to do and everything like that. And so then I was listening to something. I had my TV on, and I was just like, I was doing some work and everything like that, when I had my TV on and everything like that. And so I was listening to an interview. It was in the NBA, because y'all know like the big trade from James Harden and Ben Simmons and everything like that. So, they was discussing about how the way, they feel about that trade and everything like that. But then I was listening to what Dwayne Wade was saying, D-Wade. And the quote, the thing for what he said like he had it tattooed on him and everything was, and I'm about to go back and like listen to it again on YouTube from what he said. But he was saying like, he said, belief is stronger than doubt. And so when I heard him say that, he said, what? And so then he said like belief was stronger than doubt. And so he was explaining for why he says belief is stronger than doubt. From where, how many times from where you be in a situation, you be in a place or anything, from where, you might be in front of like this big crowd, or you might be with some people that you may not have met before in your life or anything like that. So like, like for them, I could take it for them from where they was playing basketball and everything like that. And one of the things of what D-Wade was saying, he was like, I had to be at a point from where I had to believe in the abilities on what I was blessed with to be able to play the game. And he said, technically, my belief had to be way stronger than doubt. He said, like, yes, I had a little moment, when I started to doubt myself, he said, but I had more beliefs in the abilities and stuff I had as a ball player than I did with my doubt. And so it was making me, I was sitting right there and I was like, man, it really hit me some from whenever that he said that. And so I was like, man, like, I gotta have like my belief had to be way stronger than this doubt. And so, and it made me think about, and I'm glad she on here. It made me think about for what my sister's husband was saying. Sly was saying, last night, how some of the moments that we want to like talk ourselves or we want to talk down about ourselves, talk about like, well, I'm not good for this or I'm not good for that mode. It made me think about that for what we prayed about on last night. And so I was sitting there. So, I was sitting there, and I was playing, and I was listening back for what we had prayed on last night and everything like that. And so then it was like, I was like, wow. I was like, you know what? If you think about it, I had to talk about me. I said, yo, it has been several times from where either I'm at either I had like a new position for a job or it's something that I was doing for where it was going to have me like out here more in front of like people and like public speaking and everything like that. I always doubted myself. And so, like, I was doing the opposite on what D Wade was saying. Like, my doubt was being stronger than my belief. And so, like, today, I was working on, I was adulting. And, and some certain things that's happened while I was adulting. Some things was coming up and everything. I said, oh, man, you know what? I said, well, I need to find out, see how this can get done. Or this need right, how this need to be turned around and everything like that. And so, like, before I started making my phone calls, at one moment I was at this point, I was like, okay, well, I know that once I make this phone call, had that old mindset that, like, you know what, I'm not going to be, like, something's not going to be able to get handled, or I'm going to get the runaround on whatever the stuff, on what I need to do and everything like that. Right. So then before I made a phone call, I had a text, and it was a text from like one of my other motivational speakers and stuff that I follow on YouTube and everything like that. And he sent out a text. He said, yo, before you actually start your grind, before you actually start your day off on doing what you need to do to be like the better you and everything like that. He said, yo, take the time in a few minutes to look at yourself in the mirror and start talking positive about yourself. And while you're talking positive about your stuff, then the stuff of what you're saying positive about, you start believing it. And then the more and more you start believing it about what you're talking positive about, that belief is going to overtake on what's trying to make you doubt yourself. So I was like, man, so, I put down my phone and, I was already like on the camera, I was on the camera before I made like a little conversation thing or anything like that with somebody. And so, I was like, when, I was started speaking like the positive thing for where I believe in that. I was started speaking the positive thing, about me for where I know from what God is going to do in the matter of stuff and what's about to happen, where I'm about to step into, stuff I was about to get ready to step into. And so, like, the more and more I started talking about it, the more and more I started like, well, God, God, you really got to do this thing for me and everything like that. But then the same token, I felt like so much of like a relief because like before, I was starting to talk negative about whatever I want to say a situation, but like the things at hand that's about to come at hand. I was like, man, well, what if this don't work? Or what if that don't work? Or what if this person don't like me? What about this? And what about that? And so then I had to get to the point where I had to continue to talk positive and I had to continue to keep on putting in positive things from where that I can be able to have, I'm about to say it up in here once. I said, look, I'm about to get that tattoo to say, yo, belief is stronger than doubt. And so it's the point from where it's like, I really have to trust and I said, I really have to, like, when I say like believe, don't say that you believe in something and then like 10 seconds later, man, then you're ready to go back and like, well, you know what, since that didn't work or what I did, and all of a sudden you really like to quit. No, don't do that. Keep on talking that positive. Keep on standing in that belief that, yo, whatever it is that you're trusting and believing in God, that he's going to turn that thing around, you have to keep on trusting and believing that God's going to turn this thing around. This is one of the moments that you can't be wishy-washy on this thing. It's either you're going to believe or you ain't going to believe. And so I was like, I said, well, God, I believe for whatever needs to be done, it's going to be done. And then you're going to make the ways on doing what needs to be done. And then I'm going to keep on going forward. And so, right, you got to stop negative self-talk. Right. And so then, I had to give myself my own, I had to give myself my own little pep talk and everything like that. I had to give myself, Lord help my own, right. I had to give myself my little pep talk and everything like that. But then, like, what made it so funny on how the way I was watching, I was listening to something on YouTube, and then, I went from, and then it made me think about for what we were talking about in prayer, like, to stop the negative self-talk. And then I got the text messages from, like, one of my motivational people that I follow. And then normally with the motivational speaker, he's normally talking about, like, money. But this time he said, like, I'm not talking about with money and everything. He said, I want to come to you and talk to you on talking positive about you. Look at the positive qualities that you have. The positive qualities and stuff that you have, use that for your advantage. He said, because best believe, the positive qualities that you have, God gave you those qualities for a reason. And so I was like, well, yeah. And then this right here, so it made me think about like some of the things for where God had gave me the positive qualities of, look, and I had to work on it, like really like working in customer service, and God really had to give me some patience on dealing like in the customer service scene. Cause it's been several times I'm gonna be like, I'm trying not to hurt this person, or I'm trying not to jack up this person's account just because they want to be funny. But then it was the fact from where I had to keep on believing. I had to keep on like that. I had to keep on I had to stop the negative self-talk and start beginning with my positive self-talk. Look, says tell Slider, when he said that last night, that was like a big old light bulb that hit me, that like just flashed in my eyes and be like, you need to stop this negative self-talk. You need to stop talking positive. And then when I was like, well, so then listening to the 3,000 from this morning, and then also like I'm getting then I was getting, then I got I was listening to the thing while I was having my TV stuff, for my little noise and everything, and hearing the interview for what I heard. And then I get the text message from my boy, from the guy that I'm following and everything like that. It was like, people can give me the tools on what I need to be able to succeed. But the thing is, I have to be positive in the way that I use them tools that I have been given. Right. And then you know what? And look, and I am no shame. Look, it's been several times I talk to myself all the time. I mean, you think about it, for where my wife is at work, honestly, like 90% of the day, like during like the work week or whatever, I talk to myself. But I talk to myself from where I'm like, you know what? Okay, Daryl, you got to do this. Hey, we got to get up and get this done. I got to get this, we got to get up and get this. We need to get up and get this. It's been several times where I had to talk to myself like that. But then, when I had that conversation with my daddy, and then it's like, okay, Dad, I need some help. I need some help. Right. There's somebody up in there with me, right? And there's been several times where I've done that before. I'm like, look, All right, like we need to look. I gotta do this. We gotta do this. We gotta do this. We gotta get this done. We gotta get that done, and everything like that. And so then in the same talking from where I'm talking about, well, I need to get this done. I need to do this. You know, sometimes for that you're like, well, you know, sometimes like we'll try to self-sabotage ourselves and we'll say, well, you know, we need to try to get this done. I need to try to get this done. I said, but then the same time, well, man, we're like, well, maybe it not work. Man, look, first of all, you need to have yourself in that position from where, and we always do, from where we have a moment for where we want to talk negative thing about it's not going to work because how the way the situation may look and everything. It is one thing for what I had to learn, and nobody understand this from me from the day. Yo, you have to keep that positive mindset from where you can continue on a positive note. And so instead of me self-sabotaging, I had to do some, how can I say it, like some self-pushing. So every time I done walked in or whatever, and I'm like, man, like, I don't know how this is going to get done. But then it's going to be like, then I had to change it up how the way I do this, and like, man, this thing is about to get done today. I'm about to finish this up today. It had to be in on positive moments and being on positive time. Just like with just like with Latasha right now, like she's like one of the most self-pushing people I've ever met. Like before I even got married, before I even got connected with Max Life and everything like that, she has been like one of them self-pushing people who's like, okay, cool. Well, I gotta get this done. We gotta get this done. We gotta get this done, and everything. Like, I gotta get this and then and she's like pushing herself, to get it done. And so then I admire her so much because like with her new position, and everything. She's like, all right, I gotta get this done. Then she's about, she's about to finish up school, and she about to do all, she about to do all this other stuff and everything. So then I laugh at her sometimes when she about to have a little small moment. She's like, I'm tired, I'm tired, like, I need to take a rest, I need to do this, I just need to have that moment where I just need to just be chilling, and, I just want to have a chill moment, that self-care moment and everything like that. And so then I said, okay, babe, you can have self-care on Saturday, but let's push for Saturday so you can have that self-care. Let's push this Saturday so then we can you can keep on going. Like, don't lose that momentum that you got going right now. I know you tired. I understand. I said, I got you. I know you tired. When you come home, I make sure you got something to eat, and then you can relax, take off your shoes and everything, do what you want to do, and do what you need to do to get yourself up and going. So then we can keep on going. But then that same token, we have to keep a positive note on no matter what the situation is looking like, just to keep that momentum going. Because once you lose that momentum, then guess what? You ain't going to want to do it no more. You're going to be like, okay, I guess I'll do it next week. Well, I guess I'll do it this week. And then, no, once you have that momentum going, we got to keep that momentum. And I'm talking to me too. It's been several times, my momentum was like, I don't feel like doing this today. I ain't going to front, my momentum has been like that for several times. But then that same token, from where my momentum was not moving like the way it should, because I started to realize God was starting to show me that I was negative self-talking to myself. It's hard to start up again after losing, right? And I understand it's hard to start back up after you lost the momentum and everything. But look. Even I had to learn this. Even though everything may not be running like the way you want it to be running, still find a way to keep some type of momentum going. That could be for reading your word, praying, some stuff from where you may do this that will help you get started your day. I always start up that momentum because the more and more that you get the momentum going, it could be something small. It can be from where the first thing you get up is you open your word and you start reading. Yo, start building up that momentum. But then also the thing from what I had to learn as well, even from whenever that I start losing that momentum, and I always, and I always brings me when I hear that Jay-Z song, like, even though you don't feel like, get up, brush the dirt off your shoulders. It's been several times where I had dropped some, it's been times where I had dropped some things, or I haven't not got some stuff done, or anything like I said, but you know what, I had to get back my momentum. Or where something done happened, and then then my momentum done shifted to something from where I start to slow down, or from where like it always gets to the point like I just don't want to do it no more. No, I gotta keep that positive momentum going. So just like I had a phone call yesterday, and it was from it was from one of my family members. I ain't talked to that person in a minute, and so like, he was checking in because he was like, yo, like, are you good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? Because, like, it'd be out the blue that he actually calls me and everything. He was like, yo, because, like, I didn't see, like, a playback or anything for Motivated to the Max. Because I guess I had some technical difficulties from where I couldn't do the live. Like, I was trying to get everything up for podcasts and everything. Then that was fault. It was a lot. So I was like, okay, look, I'll be back on the next day. And so I was like, well, yeah, I just had some stuff going on and everything like that. And the first thing that he said, yo, so what are you doing to fix it so that you can get back in the momentum? And so then whenever he said that, it was funny. I just finished talking to the people about, about why my internet services still kept going in and out. Found out that the people were doing some work around here, so then that's why the service and stuff was going in and out. So he says like, yeah, like we apologize, service going in and out and everything. Like, yeah, we're totally apologize for that. And so I was like, okay, then cool. But then that same token, it had me go to the point for where, so I won't lose momentum. Let me look at some things and see on what can I talk about on the next day, since I said I'm coming back like tomorrow. And so, I was doing what I needed to do. I was doing what I needed to do. Like, look, y'all know me. I was a music head. I done had, like, music cranking up in here. I was like, yeah, like, oh, okay, then cool. I'm listening to some words and everything. And y'all know, like, I'm an NF fan. So, I would listen, like, like my destiny. Yeah, I'm just fulfilling my destiny and everything like that. From where it was like, okay, no matter what the situation looked like, I gotta keep that momentum. And so then when I listened to this morning, like in some news, like playbacks on some news and stuff that I missed last night and everything. And then when D-Way said like, yo, he said, I have this tattoo on for where he's like, yo, belief is stronger than doubt. And he said, like, yo, like, whenever that you stepping in, whatever it is that you about to step into, and whatever that you about to step into and everything like that, he said, yo, you have to believe that the skills and stuff that you have been blessed with, it's gonna push you up there to that top. So he said, at that moment, you can't be doubting yourself, talking about, okay, so if we said that you need to do X, Y, Z on the basketball court, that you need to do this and that, and you need to do this and that or whatever like that. He said, cool, like, in your mindset and everything, yo, you gotta believe, yo, that you one of the greatest players of all time. We may not see that, but you believing that you got them skills is gonna get you up there to the top. You don't have no room to start doubting yourself, start questioning your jump shot. Should I go for a layup or go for a dunk? Should I even shoot the three? Or like, dang, like, well, what happened if I missed a free throw or anything like that? And so then Shaq comes in and he was like, yo, he said it was in that. He said like, he said, and that's pretty interesting that, that you said that because some people can deal with the mindset from when, even though they done been out the game for a while or they don't have an injury and everything like that, some of them are starting to have them disbelief in them, they're thinking that they cannot perform how the way they used to perform to get that high paying check and everything like that. He said, but you have to continue to keep on believing. He said, just like with Shaq, he said like, yo, he said, people always ragged on me I can't make a free throw or whatever like that. He said, but guess what? I kept on believing that, yo, I'm going to make a free throw one day. I'm going to make this free throw one day. And so he said, shoot, it's been some times where, I done made the free throw. And then if I missed the free throw in that game or whatever, he said, guess what? I still believe in the next game. Like, yo, if I get fouled and you're on this free throw line, I'm going to make a free throw. And then D-Wade came right back and backed him up. He said, like, and then what's the important things about it? He said, that's why you really have to look at the team that you really want to be around. The people that you really want to be around at that moment. He said, like, yeah, we already knew that Shaq may not make that free throw. He said, but then guess what? We can make that point up from somewhere else. From whenever we can make a stop, and then we can go get an extra point or whatever like that. He said, but then guess what? He said, if Shaq kept on believing that he can make a free throw, your support, your team, we gonna believe it. You know what? We're believing with you that you gonna make that free throw. It's no room. It said you don't have no room for doubt. He said, really? Doubt not even supposed to have a space in the room. You're supposed to have nothing but belief that you have to believe that you got to believe that God's going to do what he say he's going to do. You ain't got no room to keep doubt in the room with you. If you believe in that God's going to do it, you got to stick to it. Well, you know what? God say he going to do it. So then guess what? I'm sticking to what God say he going to do. It may not happen when I want it to happen, but I know what? I believe that God's going to do it. Right. No room for doubt. Man, I need that for a shirt. I do. I need to get that for a shirt. I'm put this a hashtag of that on one of the back of my shirts. Anything. But yeah, it's like you can't have no room for doubt. He said, like you gotta have that mindset of that you believe in that you're gonna hit that peak of your game, that you have to believe that you're gonna beat that, that you're gonna be able to make that layup or you're gonna make that dunk. He said, like you gotta believe that that you're gonna be a contributor to the game, to the team. Cause he said then I said, it's been some time people done talked about me, talking about like, well, he can't do this, or why are we doing this right here? And then Shaq was really deep on it because Shaq was like, shoot, he said, you think I don't hear sometimes? He said, well, why should he be getting paid 200-something million, for this contract, or get paid this on doing this right here and everything like that? And then he came and make a free throw. He said, I done heard that thing so many times. He said, but then guess what? I didn't have no room for starting to doubt anything. I had to keep all that room for me believing that I'm gonna do for what I'm gonna do for what they're paying me for, and I had to do for I'm gonna reach my peak. Right, I don't bring something to the table. Look, I am the table. Right. And stand strong on that thing. What I was saying, man, I think doing like these mid days gonna be awesome during the week and everything. And plus too, it really don't burn me out. I can do what I need to do in the morning, then boom, I got noonday, afternoon with you guys to go for like that next day. But when I was listening to that, I was saying like, whoa. I said, I never would have thought of that. I never would have thought that. Like, I said, then, it was just a faithful way he said, like, look, D-Wade said, look, I had this even tattooed for whatever. I look at myself in the mirror and I can read this like every time. So when I see myself in the mirror, I see the tattoo. He's like, yep. Belief is stronger than doubt. And he said, like, whenever I get ready to hit that court and everything like that, then he said, I see it. And he said, you know what, I'm gonna have one of the best games. He said, even though I didn't have like a 2015 or 10 game or something like that, he said, but you know what? I still believe that I can do it. I still believe that I can be able to, to hit that shot at the buzzer. And then he said, like, you cannot have that room for that doubt. He said, because when you start doubting the talents and stuff that you have, he said, then you're going to be in that mindset that, like, you can't do it anymore. He was like, no. He said, no, you always got to believe. He said, look, you got to have that mindset, the mindset of believe. Just like from whenever Shaq was saying that he was talking to some people that was in the transitional and everything like that. He said, man, I was talking to some people about this. And he said some of them, yeah, they was like, yeah, you know what, it is. He said, but he had talked to some of the people and he was like, well, man, like, well, you know, they said, well, you know, I'm trusting that, you know, I'm be put into a home and everything like that. And some of them people is keeping that belief and saying, you know what, it may not happen right now, but I know God's going to do it. I still trust and believe that God's going to do it for me. Right, you got to use what, I'm trying to tell you. You got to use what you got to get what you want. So, like, yeah, I mean, it's just like, when I heard that, I was like, you know what? That was like motivated to the max all day. Because it was like, yo, we're at a point right now, so like, yo, we're in that, like, we got to be in that belief stage, and stay in the belief stage. There's no room for doubt. Like doubt don't even have a spot at my table. Like, and y'all know me, if it's somebody that I did not invite to the table, that I'm gonna look at you like, what you doing? Who are you? What are you doing here? I'll be the one. Yep. Ask my wife, she'll tell you. And stay in the belief state, in the believer stage, right? Like I said, I'm trying to learn this. I ain't gonna hold you guys long. I just want to come on there and share that today for Motivated to the Max. Trying to think. Tomorrow, it probably might be like in the app. It probably might be in the afternoon as well for tomorrow. Because I have to make some more phone calls and stuff tomorrow and get some stuff done. But it probably will be in the afternoon tomorrow. And then like Friday, be back on Friday morning at 9-8. Be on Friday morning at like that 9 a.m. I'd say about 9:15. But yeah, podcast world, thank you guys for listening in on today. Yeah, it is. Stay in that belief stage. Stay in the belief stage. I'm trying to tell you. I'm glad too, sis, that you was able to catch it. I said, look, if it was just me and the little background music and everything, I still was gonna go forth with this one. I still was gonna go for, cause I know like Latasha, she's at work and then she probably on lunch break. She'll try to jump on or not, she'll catch the replay on her way home and everything. But yeah, with that being said, I will talk to you guys on tomorrow. It may just be podcast, so you'll see a link pop up on Facebook. When they started adding this on this system, I think the same one which y'all using, it's sitting there, it's up on the brand, and they got like different ones on there, and it's free, and it won't hit you for like copyright or anything like that. But that's what they say. They guarantee that on the site that I'm using. But all right, with that being said, I will talk to you guys later. You guys be blessed, and you know what? Be motivated to the max. Peace out.